All right, metal maniacs. It's the Meista from Brews and Tunes. Cheers and hails. I am absolutely thrilled today. I am chatting with the one and only Hel Pyre, bassist, vocalist, artist, photographer, mask maker, TV personality, just an incredibly talented person. Hel Pyre, thank you so much for joining me today. How are you doing?
Thank you so much for having me. Doing great. Thank you.
Excellent, excellent. So I think maybe you've always got a lot going on. You're a very busy person. So again, thank you for taking the time out of your busy day to meet with me. I know kind of the big thing that for people that might not be aware, and of course you're wearing the shirt. You are playing with Nervosa currently as bassist. Just finished up a tour in Scandinavia, and then you have an upcoming tour in the UK, correct?
Yes. Festival in Belgium and then a UK tour. And then we have a lot of summer festivals.
Oh, excellent. Very cool. Very cool. So I was curious, how did that come about? How did you get involved with Nervosa?
We've been acquaintances with Prika. So, it's the good things with social media. You see people, you meet people, you check their work, and she had me in mind. I also was a fan of Nervosa, so when it happened, it was like, yeah, sure, I definitely want to come and play bass.
Nice. Very cool. Very cool. Um, and that was fairly recent. That was just a couple months ago, right? That you joined basically.
Yes.
So
It was unfortunately the recordings for the new album were already complete, but just for the sake of it, I just wanted at least one song to have bass from me. So it was like in the last minute, like let's do this. So it will be like in the new album.
oh, great.
But let's hope in the next one that I will be more involved. But
Okay.
right now it's it was for the live shows, and we'll see how it goes.
Nice, nice, very cool. So yeah, you're officially the bass player of Nervosa, correct? Uh,
Yes.
awesome, awesome. And yeah, and I know as you mentioned um uh that yeah, there's the one single I think that you played on is that the Endless Ambition, I believe. Is that the name of the song? Cool,
Yeah.
very cool. Yeah, that's so exciting. It's such a great band, and I seem the footage I've seen of you playing live, it just seems like such a good fit. Like you just fit in so well with that band. Yeah, I think that's really exciting. So congratulations, that's awesome.
Thank you. It's a really good fit. It was the first tour for all of us as this lineup. I mean, the Scandinavian tour. So there is a very good chemistry, and yeah, it was really great. And looking forward for the next one.
Awesome, awesome. Yeah, do you know when the new album will be released? Has there been a release date announced yet?
I'm not sure exactly on the date, but I know it's the end of September.
Okay. Oh, very cool. Are you all playing songs from the new album in the current tour or not yet?
We have from the
Oh,
new album, we have the single, of course, the video clip, and more will be added, especially in the summer festivals and Wacken.
oh,
So
cool.
yeah, we'll do more as a presentation there.
Nice. Very cool. That's exciting. Yeah, and Bakken. Oh man, that's like the pinnacle. Have you
Yes.
played Bakken before?
No, and I'm super excited to be there.
Nice. Yeah, I got to figure out how to get there. I need to go to Wacken someday. I that's kind of the holy grail, I guess, of metal concerts in a lot of ways,
Yeah.
or festivals rather. But I mean, there's so many great festivals in Europe. So anyway, but yeah, that's very exciting news. So let's talk a little bit about your other bands, as you are again, very busy person. So I know you sing. You're the lead vocalist for AfterBlood, death metal band, Greek death metal band, and that which started. I think you started that band like what 12 years ago. It's goes back as
Uh, 10 or 11 years ago. Yeah, it's been quite long. And right now we have finally finished recording the new album.
Oh, great.
So yeah, after the summer we're gonna have the release, hopefully, but it's already complete. And we're gonna have another EP with W.E.B,
Oh, great.
also
Very cool.
probably at the end of the summer. And yeah, lots of new releases at the same
Excellent.
time.
Man, yeah, you are busy. You have so much going on. That's so great. Yeah, because I thought I really enjoyed the last AfterBlood EP, the Blood Art triptych. That was a great EP, and that was a while ago. That was what, 2017. So it's
Yes.
great to hear that a new album's coming out, because it's been 6 years. So that's great
Yeah,
news.
yeah. Yeah, having COVID for so long didn't help either.
Right.
Everything had
Yeah.
to stop for a while. So yeah, that took us even more back.
Yeah. Yeah. And then, as you mentioned, W.E.B, with a new EP coming out. Of course, you play bass and backup vocals and that great band as well. Very cool, extreme blackened symphonic metal band. And I know the last album, Colosseum, came out in 2021. In fact, I've got a copy right here.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, love,
Awesome.
such a great album. I listened to it a lot. It's and for those that may not be aware of W.E.B, also known as Where Everything Begun.
Exactly.
Great, very cool band. I guess my only comparison, even though I don't, it's not the same thing. I kind of Cradle of Filth-esque, where it's kind of gothic and kind of blackened, and just a really cool sound.
That's a compliment. That's a really, really nice comparison.
Yeah, great stuff. So so that's exciting that you guys are doing some new stuff too, because I really love Colosseum. I think it's a fantastic album from start to finish. It's one of those albums that as soon as it finishes, I flip it right back over and start it again because I want more. So
That's amazing. That's
yeah,
the best
really,
you can hear. Wow. Thank you. Thank you
yeah,
so much.
great stuff. And you joined them. I know they've been around for like 20 years, but you joined them in around 2018, correct?
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
Right before the Russian tour. Yeah,
Oh,
2018.
oh wow. Okay. Man, and that was a really busy time too, because I mean, AfterBlood had just released the EP, 2017, and then into 2018, you joined W.E.B before, and you also had done tours with as a vocalist for Kamelot that year in 2017, and then of course the mighty King Diamond.
Yes.
So wow, that's so cool. How did you get involved with King Diamond? And because you did South America, right? South America and Brazil.
South America and Mexico, Brazil, and Las Vegas.
Okay.
So it was a dream come true. It was insane because I'm a huge fan. Ever since I was a kid, like it was from the first things I listened to, and I was hooked. So again, it's a good thing with social media once
Yeah.
more. But we did have an acquaintance. I was very good friends with his wife, Livia, and then we met each other and became friends also. So he knew my work and he knew my vocals, and because I was a really huge fan, I could sing every single note of every album. Like it was like I was practicing all my life,
Nice.
So when the opportunity came, it was like, we will need you because Livia cannot sing because she's pregnant. I was like, yeah, I'm there. Don't have to ask again.
Nice. Very cool. I bet that must have been such an amazing experience, just to be on stage with King Diamond.
Exactly. Like I said, a dream come true, surreal, the best thing, one of the best moments of my life.
Wow. Yeah, I would imagine that must have been incredible. Were there any and I'm sure the list is long for you, but were there any particular songs that you were really excited to be able to sing live?
I mean, I was a huge fan of Abigail, so that was like, it was a tour for Abigail.
Oh, nice.
I mean, I cannot really like everything. I was like, even just one note for one song, it's like enough for me. So I'm like super crazy with the songs.
Nice. Very cool.
Yeah.
Very, that's so great. That's really amazing. And then also Camelot that same year, you sang with Camelot. How did you get involved with it? Was that kind of the same thing, kind of a social media thing? How did you get involved? How did they find you?
They were looking for someone to do the brutal vocals for the songs on that tour, and actually I was recommended
Hmm,
from a common friend, let's say. And so they contacted me like, would you like to join us do the brutals? So yeah, I was like, absolutely.
very cool.
Also very cool. Yeah, yeah, very good. Whole collaboration and everything was really, really nice.
Nice. And correct me if I'm wrong. I probably have my dates all wrong. Was that the Silverthorn tour, or was that a different tour?
Uh maybe I
Yeah,
might be mistaken right now. I'm not sure, but maybe
okay.
you're correct.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I can't remember either because I think I saw you. I'm just trying to. I'm not sure. Did you tour the States?
No, no, it was
No.
Europe.
Okay, I get. Yeah. Okay, I guess I didn't see you because I know there was somebody in a mask, and I wasn't sure if it was you or not.
Oh
Okay.
no, no. Yeah.
Well, that's cool. That's really cool. And that's one thing that I think, that I really love about your music and your talent is that you do both very clean, beautiful vocals, and then you do just these wonderful, brutal growls, which, people can definitely hear on, AfterBlood, your death metal band. And just so much power in your vocal delivery. But also, yeah, your clean vocals are just beautiful. I mean, just ethereal. It's so wonderful to, and I can't sing at all, so it's amazing to hear somebody that has that kind of a vocal range. I'm blown away by your talent. And then also an amazing bass player to boot. So
Thank you so much. Thank you.
yeah, very cool. So that leads me into my next question, which is I was really curious, like, how did you get started in music? Did you come from a musical family? Kind of, how did you start as a singer? Did you start playing bass first? Kind of, what are your musical origins?
Well, no one in the family was even listening to music.
Oh, wow.
So that was totally me. I don't know how it came up, but I do remember from very young age, like being drawn to it and wanted to do vocal lessons. So when I was like 14, I started doing vocal lessons.
Oh, wow.
And then I was in the school band and I was playing the flute. Go
Nice.
figure. But then I was really drawn by guitar and bass. So that came afterwards, but I started with vocals and then with guitar and
Okay.
bass.
Nice. Were you a metalhead already at this time? Had you already kind of delved into the metal world?
With when I was playing flute, no. It was like afterwards, like 16, 17, and then where metal came like very strong in my life.
Hmm.
Yeah, it was like, yeah, I want to play guitar, I want to play bass, I want to learn.
Nice. Very cool. Who were your at that time when you were, a teenager, who were kind of your big influences? What were the bands or the vocalists or the bass players that you were drawn to at that time?
Like I said, King Diamond, absolutely. I was a big fan of Sepultura,
Oh, nice.
Slayer, Pantera. Not already at the black metal or death metal sound, but more thrash and thrash death metal. That's how I started, and
Okay.
then it became even more brutal.
Nice. Yeah. Yeah. You've definitely mastered that. Yeah, that's the thing. I think, if people aren't aware, there's a really rich extreme metal scene in Greece. I think, with black metal, it's particularly, black metal, with obviously W.E.B and then Rotting Christ and Septic Flesh, and there's a lot of really cool stuff that's come out of Greece. And I know you were in a band, what was like 2015-ish. So you were also in Christfuck.
Yes.
That was one of your earlier bands. Was that your first band?
Not actually. First one playing bass and doing vocals. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Cool. What was the
Yeah.
first band you were in? What was kind of the start for you being a member of a band?
Actually, it was AfterBlood.
Oh, really?
Was
Oh, okay.
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
But the Christfuck was the black metal, like pure black metal,
Mhm.
black and roll, let's say, project that I really need to revisit.
Oh,
I
really?
really like that.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
Very cool. Yeah, that'd be
yeah,
great if you brought that back.
yeah.
That's some good stuff. I would love to hear that again. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
I was curious too. So you're also you host a metal television program, TV War there in Greece,
Mhm,
which
mhm.
is um and I just forgot, isn't it's part of uh
Metal Hammer.
Metal Hammer. Yes, thank you. Okay. I knew yeah, part of the Metal Hammer scene. How did you get involved with that? And are you still doing that?
Actually, again, someone recommended me because they wanted to have a co-hostess. I didn't start as a co-hostess. I did at the beginning. I did a small segment, Hel Pyre Coven, where I was doing a more horror education, let's say,
Oh, okay.
doing some horror stories or talking about serial killers and stuff like that.
Oh, wow.
And then I actually did the co-hosting. Um, this season, I'm not involved, but I will be in the next one
Oh, okay.
because there was no more time. I mean, I had to be away all the time, so it wouldn't work. And also with the baby, because that also happened.
Yes, yeah. Congratulations, by the way.
Yeah, thank you so much. But from the next season, I'll be back.
Very cool. Very cool. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, because and you it's great because you cover, a lot of different music, but definitely you brought a very cool focus on extreme metal for the show as well. So which I think is great.
Well, a TV War actually, it's the only TV show the only metal show that is on national TV. I don't think it's probably worldwide. I'm not sure at the moment if you have another one on national TV.
Mm,
And it covers all kinds of metal genre.
yeah.
So it's quite rare to see, and it's the longest running because I think it's from 1999
Oh, wow.
that's still on air. So yeah.
That's great. That's very cool. Yeah, and definitely needed, I think. That's
Yes.
that's great. Um, I wanted to ask you about, kind of to switch gears a little bit, your artwork, because you're also a visual artist. Not only are you a musician, but you're also a visual artist. And I know you've even done album covers for the, AfterBlood. So you do both graphics, you do photography, and you also make masks. People can check that out on your website, which I'll include in the description below. There'll be a link to your website, and yeah, it's really cool, really interesting stuff. So I wanted to ask you about that. Kind of, how did you get involved with mask making and graphic design?
It kind of happened by itself, wanting to create an art cover, an album cover, and stuff like that. But mask making was the one that actually grabbed me the most
Hmm.
because it's anything I have in my mind, I can actually create it with my hands. And I love masks. I don't know how to explain it. It's something that's like a passion, and I want someday to be able to do more and actually uh, sell them probably. But at the moment, it's like creating and doing photography with them, or lending them to bands to do their own photography.
Okay.
Uh, but yeah, if I could continue, I would love to make it like more professional and be able to do my own shop with masks.
Nice. Very cool. Yeah, and they're really interesting because they're not, it's not like a Halloween mask. They're very artistic. They're very kind of abstract and really amazing, really beautiful work. Yeah, I was gonna ask, I was curious if you were gonna sell them because I didn't see anything on there that they're for sale anywhere. So yeah, I think you should. They're pretty cool. And I think you could probably make a lot of money off of those. There's some really amazing stuff in there.
Thank you so much.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Yeah, very cool stuff. Yeah, it's cool that you lend them out to bands to use as album covers, and yeah, that's pretty cool. I like that. That's interesting. So that being said, I was curious, like, so what's the, I mean, you've got the UK tour coming up, and you've got the summer festivals. What's and of course W.E.B with new music coming out, AfterBlood with new music coming out. Nervosa has the new album, with the single that you're on. Do you have anything else going on, or I mean, not that that's enough. I mean, that's a lot, but do you have other plans? Like, it just seems like you've always got things in the works.
Well, right now I think that's like a lot already. We're gonna have more video clips with Nervosa and with W.E.B. That's happening this month, and the next one we're gonna do a lot of new shootings and photography and everything. Also with AfterBlood, but at the end of the summer. What else? Well, I'm also in the business part. I'm recently an owner of a studio, so that's gonna, yeah, that also is something that has to, run at the same time. So yeah, a lot of stuff at the same time.
Yeah, that's cool. Do you with both W.E.B and AfterBlood, with new music coming out, do you have shows coming up? Do you have tours coming up? Has that been discussed at all?
With AfterBlood, nothing at the moment because we haven't really planned it. But with W.E.B, yes, and we're gonna have a tour after the summer. But I'm just waiting for everything to be finalized. But yeah, absolutely, we're gonna have more shows.
Cool. Will that be primarily in Greece, or will you go further out?
Europe.
Oh, so all of Europe. Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
And hopefully in the States, I would love to play there soon.
Yes.
Yeah.
I would love that. Yeah, that would be great. That would be very cool. Yeah. I was lucky enough to see Nervosa this past year. They opened for Destruction.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, a bit of a different band at that time. So I would love to see Nervosa come back and see them again with you and with Prika on vocals. Would be cool to hear her sing. So
yes, yeah, that would be amazing. Yeah.
Yeah, because when I saw it was Diva Satanica was still on vocals. So yeah, that'd be really cool to see. Yeah, very cool, man. Just so much going on with you. It's amazing. It's wonderful. And so much great new music to coming out. So Hel Pyre, thank you so very much for chatting with me today. This was an absolute pleasure. For those of you watching, please check the links below in the description. There's a link to Hel Pyre's webpage, as well as the bands, the Facebook pages for the bands, Nervosa, W.E.B, AfterBlood. If you're not familiar, definitely check them out. If you don't have a copy of Colosseum by W.E.B, I strongly suggest picking it up. It's a kick-ass album, as well as the AfterBlood, the EP, the last EP that came out, the Blood Art triptych in 2017. Another great EP, just killer stuff. So yeah, Hel Pyre, thank you so much. This was an absolute pleasure.
Thank you so much for having me. It was great talking to you, and it was real pleasure to see that all the stuff already about me, and it was amazing to hear, to talk to someone that actually follows what's happening, and it was Really, really, really nice talking to you.
Awesome. Thank you.